This is the stupidest looking puzzle I've ever seen. Contrary to this title, I totaled 1 and 1 up several times on a calculator and not once did it equal Ed. This show lies to children about basic math.
Ed? What are you doing in my bed?
I could sin Ed for breaking into Eddie's house, but I think I'm gonna sin Eddie's parents for not getting a better security system. If they've ever met Ed, they should have known something like this could happen.
How can my feet smell if they don't have a nose?
Better question, how could 2 feet share 1 nose? Lava lamps should not be left on for more than 8 hours at the rate of which they produce heat, and everyone is supposed to sleep for 8 hours. Eddie's playing with fire here.
Why does goo float?
It's totally in Ed's character to ask stupid questions, but between this and can a carrot dial a phone, this doesn't seem like that stupid of a question.
Why don't birds just take a bus south for the winter?
Obviously, because the bus drivers would have to clean up the bird shit after every stop, and that's just too much work. While Ed's distracted by the refrigerator light, this is a great time for Eddie to sneak back into his bedroom.
Eddie, why is someone in the kitchen with Dinah?
To strum on the old banjo. Jesus, did you not listen to the song? With feet this small, there's no way they could possibly hold Double D's body weight. Double D opened up the radio from the side, but when Eddy picks it up, it opens from the bottom.
Toast doesn't go in a toaster. Bread does.
I get what you're saying, Double D, but what if, hypothetically, I wanted really dark toast? I put the bread in the toaster and it comes out toasted, but not quite as dark as I want it. I'd have to put the toast back in the toaster. Therefore, the toast would go in the toaster, and that makes perfect sense. The home and brain. Gotta love that home and brain.
PG-13.
Nope, TVY7.
That's my mom's, Eddie.
Eddy should have known what he was getting himself into here. Who else could it have belonged to? Sarah's gotta be too young for bras, and even if she wasn't, a Sarah bra would still be disgusting. The door to this chicken coop is able to give your body a complete x-ray. The Eds aren't the only ones learning today.
The story of the ugly boy and the tree of heads.
The Pete Davidson story?
This reminds Rolf of a fable from his old country.
Rolf tells the Eds that they remind him of a story about an ugly boy. The Ed should be very offended.
Rolf, head for Ed!
Ed wants head. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Life has many doors, Ed boys.
And Rolf must have many tubes of toothpaste to get his green teeth to turn white that fast. Eddy's able to pick up the sun, but it still looks scorching hot. The outline of Jimmy's pants comes off with him, but the outline of his retainer stays. But his retainer is still able to go down the drain like it's a liquid.
It suits you, Eddy.
It really doesn't. Sorry, Eddy. I know nothing in this episode is supposed to make sense, but I still don't understand how sawing the air works in this dimension. Wouldn't you just be constantly sawing the air every time you walked with a saw? Also, a kid shouldn't be able to get their hands on a saw this easily, especially one like Ed. Why are the Cankers bathing together at their age? Are they like those inappropriate siblings from that episode of Friends? If so, ew.
Ed! Wait till I tell Mom what you did to Jimmy!
Ed didn't do that to Jimmy, and you have no proof that he did.
Everything's
We just dealt with Sarah!
But I can't see dorks! Come on out and show yourself!
Kevin wants to see the Eds? He must really like them. I love this episode, but let's face it, it's just one big sin.
Couch potato Ed boys like yourself.
The Eds decided to go outside and learn everything in this episode. That's about as far from a couch potato as you could possibly get.
How's he put on a hat?
Now Eddie's asking questions way stupider than Ed ever was. All the kids are here except Johnny. Somebody better start putting up flyers so we can find— Oh wait, false alarm.
What are you doing?
Don't you mean what are they doing? And I thought Double D's feet were small. Just look at Kevin's hands. Is his last name Trump? So the Eds are now back in their regular, non-supernatural dimension where Ed's able to pick up a giant pipe out of a manhole. Everything's back to normal.
This story is not yet over!